Hi, my name is Bridget Lissardiel, and I am founder and CEO of Women Talk, and of course, your host on the Women Talk podcast. I'm super happy that you've decided to share your story on our podcast. Now remember, we are ordinary women sharing extraordinary stories. That's it. So no experience necessary, just share your story. So now, of course, the first step is to pick which story are you going to share. Try to pick one that would be interesting to your audience, to our audience. Maybe you've won the lottery. Maybe you've beat cancer. Maybe you want to talk about an adoption, a book you've written, how you started your company. Just make it something you know well or something you really believe in. The next step is to decide what is the point, the purpose, or the lesson to your story. When you're writing your story, have that word in front of you and always ask yourself, is it serving my purpose, my point, or my lesson? The third step is, of course, writing your story. Stick to the facts of your story. Take out anything that's irrelevant to your story. If you're going to tell me that you have a child, that child better be an important part of the story. If not, don't put it in. If you're going to tell me about a gun that is up on your wall, that gun better go off later on in the story. You get the idea. Take out anything that is not relevant to the story. And then make it a 3-act structure. Now, you receive with your podcast application the different types of 3-act structures that you can use, but obviously the most obvious one is a beginning, a middle, and an end. Now you've written your story and you're ready to record the podcast. What is that going to look like? The first thing to remember is we do not use video for the podcast, so that means that you can actually be reading your story. Just make sure that you're not crinkling the piece of paper by your microphone, because that's very distracting. And try to use a headset or a microphone so that it makes your voice a lot richer. Try using the 3 P's of a powerful voice for storytelling. What are the 3 P's? The first one is prosody. Now that is what reflects your emotional state that cannot be seen in written words or grammar. For example, the intonation of your voice, the tone of your voice, the stress that we can feel in your voice, the rhythm. I was so scared. Or, I can't believe I had won the lottery. Make it emotional in your voice. The next P is pace. Change the speed of your voice. Create mood with your voice. If you get really excited as I can't believe that this happened to me. And when I walked up to the door, I was petrified. Silence can be very powerful here. If you're able to use silence in your story, do it. It's very powerful. And then, of course, the last P is the pitch. Change the pitch of your voice and the volume of your voice. Don't be monotone. Really try to use expressions with your voice. And you don't even have to worry about what you look like because we are not using video. When you're delivering your story, when you're changing your voice, what is the mood that you're trying to create? Because people can't see you, you have to use your voice to deliver the mood of your story. You can say the exact same sentence, but it will have a very different meaning depending on the mood of your voice and the 3 P's, which again are prosody, pace, and pitch. Once you finish delivering your 5-minute story, the hard work is over. Now we simply will have a conversation. I will be asking you questions about your story, and all I ask of you is Have fun with me. Let's just talk like two great friends over a cup of coffee. I hope this little video helps you, and I look forward to listening to your story on our Women Talk podcast.